Today I'm going to be showing you how to roll the arches on your car as cheap as possible. The three things you're going to need, the main things, is especially if you live in Ireland or a country with like dirty roads, back roads, wet roads, you're going to have loads of dirt and muck and everything underneath your arches. So just get a bucket of water with something to wash off all that dirt. You don't want to be rolling the arches and trapping dirt and little pieces of stone in underneath the lip. The second thing you'll need is the actual arch roller. I picked this up off eBay. I have a different video, I'll leave a link down below showing you where I got it. I paid about €55 I think for this, and the quality is very good. It's extremely heavy and sturdy. I can't see the kind of any drawbacks in quality after buying this off eBay. And then the final thing you'll need is your mammy's hairdryer or a heat gun. I didn't want to go buy a heat gun, I didn't have one, so I decided just to use this. It'll do the same job, just a hairdryer. It's basically for heating the fenders for when you're rolling in the lip. Sometimes you'll crack the paint if it's not hot enough. If you heat it, it basically makes the paint softer and less likely to crack. It doesn't really affect me because the car is plastic dipped and it's getting sprayed again, so it doesn't matter if the paint cracks on me, but I'm going to use it anyway. So I'm going to bring the car in now, take the wheels off and start washing out that muck underneath the arches. This is the arch here that I'm going to be rolling today. After fitting these new wheels and tyres to my car yesterday, they do come out a little bit more than the last set. So I'm going to be rolling back this lip here. You can see there's not much space here between the lip and the tyre. So going over any sort of speed bump, that lip will come down, dig into the tyre and eventually start leaving a line. I'm probably going to lower the car a little bit more as well. Once there's room for the tyre to go up a bit further. But anyway, that's the lip that's going to be rolled back. Only that I'm not going to be bending the fender out or anything. And you can see this is the dirt and scrap that is behind that lip I need to get out before rolling it.
Perfect.
After washing the whole of the inside in behind here now, you can see before loads of dirt came out. Now there is basically nothing. So next I'm going to throw on the arch roller here. It basically just bolts on to the same way the wheel would, using lug nuts. You can use some old ones, or I'm probably going to use old ones, not the ones I had on the car. So I'm going to bolt this on. That's the arch roller on now. You can see there are a ton of settings on this. This one up here is basically for the movement of the actual roller part. You can bring this part forward and back if your car, like if the arch is a lot wider or bigger. Ouch. This basically pulls forward and then you tighten it with this. There's obviously a load of different patterns for different cars, and then this basically here is what you're going to be working with. I think it's to the left to bring it, to bring it in towards you, and then you'll be rolling the whole mechanism back and forth. The angle on it is pretty bad at the moment. I thought it would be able to come down a bit further, so the way I'm going to have to work on it is basically at that sort of angle to begin with to actually roll up the lip. Hopefully it doesn't just push it out. I wanted to actually try and bend it. So it's basically going to be like this, bringing it out to where it's kind of touching it and you can feel it's actually working, and then rolling it left to right. First though, I'm going to heat up the paint here. It is plastic dip over normal paint, just to kind of protect both, mainly the normal paint underneath. I'm going to be using the hairdryer here just to heat up the whole thing before I start, and then as I go throughout it, I'll be using the hairdryer as well. I'm not just going to heat up once and that's it. It's going to be ongoing between rolling it and heating with the hairdryer, or if you have a heat gun, if you have actual tools, I would use that instead. It's probably a lot better than your mammy or your girlfriend's hairdryer. just after finishing doing the back left fender here, I've after rolling it. It was obviously at a 90-degree angle, the lip, and I've after kind of rolling it most of the way up. I'm not putting it right in against the metal, like folding back on itself, as these are kind of prone to rust and everything on the fenders, and I just don't want any rust to be getting in there. So I'm just after leaving a little bit of a gap, I'm gonna go back over with spray paint and make sure it's nice and coated in there so it doesn't rust at all. I had a little bit of chipping off the paint, off the paint down here. It didn't bother me too much as I'm gonna be plasti dipping it again. So I'm gonna go over with some black spray paint I have just to cover up this metal here. I'm gonna spray on the inside, as I'm sure I've after cracking some paint away or whatever was on the inside there to stop rust. I've obviously gone down as far down as here. There's no point rolling any of this as the wheel does not go anywhere near that. So that's what I'm going to do now, just go over with a quick bit of spray paint, and then I'm going to do the right hand side as well, the same. The front I don't think I'm going to do. It's not as bad as the back was. With the MX-5s, they're, see, like I have the exact same tires, wheels, offset, everything. The specs are the exact same with these wheels. But on the MX-5s, usually at the back, they kind of come out a lot further than they do at the front. Usually people kind of go for the staggered sort of fitment, just because you can see that they're kind of in. If you look up here, you can't see the tires or wheels really. And then, well, this one's jacked up at the moment, but the back you can see stick out. So that's why I'm doing the back now. So the front I'm going to leave for the moment, and in the future if I do see any marks or if I think I need to roll them, I will do them in the future. They are a little bit different as it's kind of like a lot of plastic. See in here it's bare basically up here. On the front there's a lot of plastic clips and like mud guards and everything at the top, so they all have to be taken off, so I'd say it would be a little bit harder. But anyway, it's an easy enough process, just going back and forth the whole time, working with this as you see me doing it. I'm rolling this back and forth and keeping the fender hot. I would not really want to do it on a car that has really good paint, as the chances of cracking the paint are fairly high unless you know what you're doing. This is only my first time doing it. I didn't mind cracking the paint, as I'm just going to go over it now and it's getting plasti dipped again, so it doesn't really bother me too much. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so I'm just after finishing both sides. As you can see, it is very late now. It's pretty dark out. I also went over with some spray paint. You can see it here on top of the plasti dip, just to stop any rusting that would, any metal that would have been made bare from the paint coming off on the inside. So after spraying all on the inside of the arch and just here at the end, you can see there's a lot more space now. Before, the metal would have gone into about here. I would have touched there. Now I would imagine that whole tire would be able to sit up into it. So I'm definitely gonna have no problems with any rubbing or anything off those arches since I've rolled that lip up now. As I said, I'm leaving the front, it was just the back, and then that spray paint's just to prevent the rust until when I'm doing the sills. I have to do the sills again. I'd done them about a year ago, but it was a really botched job. It was pretty terrible the way I'd done it. Even prevent spraying the metal, I left so much bare, so it's starting to, you can see kind of rust patches underneath. So I'm going to be doing that again. I'm going to do underneath the wheel arches properly when I'm doing that. So that's it for this video, just a quick video using the arch roller rolling the fenders. I'll leave a link down below to a video before where I show how you can get that arch roller off eBay pretty cheap. I only paid things like 55 quid for it, which is pretty good. It's sturdy, you can see it worked really well on this. No pieces came off, nothing really broke on it. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one where I'll be working on this car once again.